What's going on, guys? DStyle Boxing here. Thanks to those joining me live, to those that'll be joining me on archive. I want to do this video, and pardon me if I'm going to be careful about it, but I am. All right. So let me, and as a discretion, I can't promise that this video is going to stay up that long. Right. Um, just it might, but I'm just gonna put that out there right out of the gate. Right. So there was this guy called El Pirata de Culiacan. He was someone who got famous on social media because he had, I'm sure most of you have already seen the video. And if you haven't, you can actually look it up. That's El Pirata of Culiacan. Now, I don't know what the whiskey was, or if it was scotch or whatever it was, or I don't know what it was, but he was he took like a big chug of it, a good amount. Like if you added it up, it was probably like 9 shots in one or something. And then he became famous for, like pumping his fist right afterwards, and así no más quedó is what he says. And then they kind of fast forward a couple minutes later. I don't know how long it was. I would imagine about 10 minutes or less. He's against the wall and he's like slowly passing out and crouching down a little bit, and then he just falls on the ground right when his friend is supposedly trying to catch him. Well, while they're laughing and all this and whatever, right? Now, I knew about the video, right? Like I've seen the video before. What I didn't know is that he became famous because of it, which first tells us a lot about our society. It really, really does. You have over here in the States, you have a stupid girl being rude to her mother, wanting to beat up her mom, saying, how about that? Like meet me outside. How about that? She becomes famous. She makes more money in one day than most hardworking people do in a year. I mean, it's fucking crazy, right? But that's what we want to reward, behavior like that. This guy was rewarded, but for getting drunk like an idiot and passing out. I mean, really, like I've been drunk like an idiot and passed out. I never got famous. Maybe one of my friends should have videotaped it. And then I want to have a 9 to 5, and then that could just be famous. Isn't that crazy? This New Year, one of my friends just videotaped it. How my brother videotaped it, I don't know. But anyway, just say catchphrase afterwards, and then pass out like an idiot, right? But anyway, so he was famous and all this, and I don't know, right? But I knew who he was. So I hear, friend tells me, that you hear about El Pirata of Culiacan. Like, I don't know who it was. Like, the pirate of what? Like, who is this guy? Like, I thought it was like a singer or something, And then, he kind of described what I just did right now about the video. And I'm like, oh, that guy? He was famous? What? So, yeah, apparently he was shot up, and it's reported that it took, I forgot what it was, 15, 17 bullets. I looked at some of them in the face. It's kind of brutal, actually. And it is alleged that it's assumed that he was killed by a drug cartel. I'm not gonna bother naming the drug cartel. I'm not gonna get involved in that, right? But because this guy, well, first of all, he had done several videos. A lot of bands and singers would invite him over and to concerts and to do videos, and he became famous. They did corridos about him. It's insane. I remember like Julio Cesar Chavez, boxing champion, 3 divisions, multiple time champion, and over 100 wins. Like when he had a corrido, and it was like a big deal. Like Chavez had a corrido, he deserved one. This motherfucker got a corrido because he got fucking drunk and passed out. Was wearing fucking. I can't even pronounce a lot of this fucking fancy ass shit that people wear nowadays. Right? Silk shirts, silk this and silk that. I haven't even gotten to the surprising part yet. So anyway, he was doing all these interviews, and a lot of people just love the guy. Got a lot of friends. I mean, dude was getting laid probably every fucking day. I mean, you look at some of the girls he was with, it's insane. You look at how he looks, right? You look at this dude. He's like with all these hot chicks every fucking day. Because that tells you everything about women. I mean, really. Not all women, okay, but it tells you everything you need to know right there. You look at this dude, and honestly, right? They would not give him the time of day if he wasn't this famous dude. They wouldn't, right? But that aside, he was 17 years old. See, that part is what got me. When they say he was 17 years old. And you know what the first observation I had, the video that got him killed, because he did this video saying, he was saying some provocative things about a leader of a drug cartel, okay? Not very smart. And he, now I don't know if this is true, but I heard that, I don't know how to confirm it or not, but I suppose they warned him several times. He kept doing it, but whether it was warned or not, it wasn't very smart to do. And he was calling him out, and this is a dude all over social media with hundreds of thousands of followers. I mean, just didn't even have to. This dude, he didn't have to work in his life anymore. The amount of money he was making just because of that stupid viral video was insane, right? He didn't have to pay for any liquor in his life. He didn't have to pay for any party to travel. Nothing. I mean, it's insane. But the video that got him killed, the first observation is, what the person that filmed it and uploaded it, if you film him saying that, delete it. What are you doing? This isn't a game. You know it's not a game now, right? It's not a game. And then to upload it, I mean, that was not a real friend. And this is a 17-year-old kid, right? That's sad, man. Like, if most people I've talked to have said, it's his fault, is this and that. Look, the fact that he was 17 when this happened is what makes this sad. So all I could think of is this. All these bands that enabled this behavior of his because they thought it was cool, right? And they corridos about him and all this shit. Okay, all these stars and in Mexico that enabled this and made helped make him cool. All these people that always invited him so they could do other videos of him chugging more liquor and stuff like that. Okay, that offered him all that coke that he would take, because this dude was a cokehead. He was coked up when he did that video, right? And there's footage of him like just dude, like you know that scene in Scarface, like right before he dies, like he takes this big fucking chunk of coke, like that times 10 in some of these videos. It's fucking insane. The people that enabled, he was 17 years old. From the time he became even that video that went viral, you could hear his so-called friends laughing as he's, as they're videotaping him, and then he fucking passes out, right? And of course, other people kept doing it, right? So I don't know what the lesson. This is not like, oh, this is lessons with these. I don't know what the lesson to take here is. I'm just here to say that this is a sad, sad story. Like that's what this is. And this kid obviously needed guidance. Like it's You know, it's I can't even believe that. I understand he deserves responsibility for himself, but I can't believe that his friends would film him. It's not like he was holding the phone filming it live and shit. Someone filmed him saying that the stuff that he said that ended up getting him killed, and then he uploaded it. I mean, that's what happened. What he should have done is delete it. Wait for him to not be all coked up. And as a friend, you tell him, bruh, like, no hagas eso. You don't do that, bro. That's not very smart. That's not very smart at all. You know, like, what are you doing? I'm not here to talk about what's right. Look, man, I'm just here to tell you that that's very real. Like, you know, that you don't do that. Um, so take it for what it is. Let me look at the chat really quick. Let me look at the chat really quick. I mean, the dude was 17. He looked freaking. He looked like he was in his 30s. But anyway, let me bring up the chat. Apologies. Joe Lopez, 40 ounce. Did he have a YouTube channel? I believe he did, yes. Yes, boxing fan. Joe Lopez, 40 ounce. I wonder if the people laughing in drunk video are the same people who uploaded the video where he is talking shit about drug kingpin. I don't know if it is or it isn't, but it is crazy. Boxing fan. You can see the person to his left telling him, "Orale," like he knew what he was saying, and he was heavily drunk in that video. Yeah. Now, was that, I don't know, I haven't seen it yet that clearly, but the one saying "Orale," was he on camera, or was he outside of camera's view, just enabling it, saying "Orale"? DJ Capone, Texas, I agree. Boxing fan. Apparently, his parents left him and he lived with his grandmother. You know, I don't know the full story of this kid. He obviously needed guidance, but like I'm not here to lecture anybody. Like when I was young, I would chug beers and take a lot of shots, and I had my times where I got fucking drunk and stupid. I never became famous because of it, obviously, right? So it's not about that. But given the circumstance of what happened, you know, a lot of these people anyway contributed to what eventually happened. You know, they really did. It is. I mean, it's a lot of it. It shouldn't have happened. You know, it's if he had real friends around him, that video does not get uploaded. It doesn't happen, right? You could see the guy to his left kind of telling him to stop right before the video was over, like he knew what he had just said was stupid. Yet they still uploaded it. I mean, that's the thing, man. Like that's. I could get into the whole why it happened, but I'm not. Okay. Um, Joe Lopez 40 ounce. That just shows how dangerous certain parts of Mexico are. Yeah, it's dangerous, but you don't have to do that. You don't have to go around doing what this guy did. You know, I'm not excusing anything. I'm just saying the whole thing could have been avoided, right? Boxing fan says. So also apparently that bar where he was killed was territory of that drug kingpin. I mean, you know, I don't know. That's what they're saying. Okay, I mean, scary world, man. And you know what? I don't know what like. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't want to say that like that one girl that became famous. The whole meet me outside. How about that? Right? Look at why she became famous. Right? Now the circumstances are different here in the states, but I'm not saying something this dramatic's gonna happen to her. But she's gonna like the downfall is inevitable. Like it's with people like this, and not this drastic, but it's gonna happen. So I don't know what hers is gonna be, but um, and I hope it's not something this bad, right? But it's gonna happen, especially with that type of attitude and arrogance. Like when it tells you a lot when someone is arrogant about the money they make and stuff like that, when it's because they became famous for something stupid on YouTube, right? Um, it tells you a lot about that person and their lack of guidance, especially if they're young. Like something's gonna happen. Like I know she already got her ass whooped, but it's maybe something worse might happen. But I agree, boxing fan. It is sad, and sadly, the people that enable a lot of this, they're nowhere to be found when something happens. So I read a lot of reports. I don't know how many, what's true and what's not anymore, but um, there's a lot of criticism about how all these people they were great friends with him, but nobody wanted to pick up the body and stuff like that. So, but I don't know, like so el pirata de Culiacan, he's dead. He met his end. R.I.P. Man, poor kid. I know a lot of people are saying, "Wow, that's what he gets." I get it, but he was a kid, man, and it's sad. And I'm gonna end it with that, guys. This is D Style. I'm out. Peace.